Is the title accurate? Are Hokkaido gals super adorable? Not just adorable, but super adorable. It's a bold claim, which leads me to conduct these following case studies. Starting with Minami Fuyuki. Fuyuki is a gyaru with a Minnesotan accent who can't help but do everything in her power to tease Tsubasa at every turn. But is she adorable? Let's lay out the evidence. Like in 100 Girlfriends, we see the apple doesn't fall far from the tree with Fuyuki. She's the way she is because of her mom. They're basically clones. They're both massive teases who are always thinking of others and can easily be embarrassed. She has loads of charisma and often sees the best in scenarios and in people. Though they do that dumb anime thing where we take this extroverted, charismatic, popular girl, and after episode 1, the only friends she has the rest of the season are the other two leads in the show, neither of whom were her friends when the show began, and that's dumb. Anyway, Fuyuki has had a few instances that highlight her big, no, not that, heart. The first time she has Tsubasa over, she accidentally falls asleep on the couch watching a movie. That sounds like someone I know. And Tsubasa leaves disappointed. She bolts out of the house, running into the cold, underdressed, just so she can apologize and then hang out more so she can make up for that. Probably the best example is when her homemade Valentine's chocolates were ruined. This devastated her because she wanted to make the class happy and give Tsubasa something special. Despite that, she bought store chocolates to give to everyone the next day. Some complained about this, and while she tried her best to put on a strong face, she eventually broke down and you saw how much it hurt her. Then Tsubasa played her favorite song on the piano for her, and she couldn't help but beam with joy to the point that's the only thing she was able to tell her family about happening when she got home. Lastly, she takes him out on a surprise trip a few hours away to see the blossoms, and they see those. They race go-karts. We get to see the opening theme guy perform, and they generally have a great time. Then she drops a bomb on him. She's leaving to study abroad. He's made her realize that she wants to be better. She holds such a high opinion of all of her friends, and she doesn't feel like she measures up. Instead of letting that deter her, she uses it as motivation to improve herself. Now, this was basically a bait and switch scenario, which I did not at all appreciate, and that arc received no closure whatsoever, which bugs me. That's not Fuyuki's fault, though she does have some. Her tendency to put others first can be detrimental to herself at times. She's often indecisive, and she can get jealous. She's flawed, but relatable. However, after sifting through all of the evidence, I've come to a conclusion. Minami Fuyuki is super adorable, and so is her mom. This leads us to the next girl in our case study, Sayuri Akino. She's the polar, get it, opposite of Fuyuki, an introvert with a temper and someone who comes off standoffish at first, constantly ignoring Fuyuki's attempt to befriend her. But we learn that really she's simply a shy gamer girl lacking self-confidence, who's actually intimidated by the outgoing and boisterous Fuyuki. Once they start interacting, they become quick friends, and despite being opposites, they have a wholesome and genuine relationship where they both support each other equally. The evidence supports this. Akino makes special chocolate for Fuyuki on Valentine's Day, and when Fuyuki gets ragged on for her store chocolate, Akino pulls that guy aside and threatens to end him if he ever does anything like that again. Unlike Fuyuki, Akino basically only having two friends makes sense. She's shy, she's introverted, so it makes sense that she places great value on these friendships as well. When Fuyuki's going away and heading to the airport, Akino texts Tsubasa a heads up for both of their sakes. Their dynamic is one I really enjoy because her down-to-earth nature and combative tendencies mesh extremely well with Fuyuki's more exaggerated and passive nature, and their strengths cover each other's weaknesses. So a conclusion has been reached. Sayuri Akino is adorable, but not super adorable. You've got to work on that temper, girl. This leads us to our final case of the study, and some may say our most controversial, Reina Natsukawa. Everyone tells us that she's incredibly intelligent and that she's the most beautiful girl in school. And while we do see plenty that backs up the claim that she is brilliant, we do not get that in terms of her beauty. For me, when a character is constantly praised for something instead of being it, that bugs me a lot, so I'm gonna say it. Reina's character design is the worst of the three main girls by a long shot, so the excessive propping up of her doesn't make any sense to me. We do see that she's bold and determined. Almost immediately after she's introduced, she shoots her shot with Tsubasa, and her being so assertive is both admirable and a nice change of pace compared to Akino, who is too shy, and Fuyuki, who plays her assertiveness off more as a joke. But Reina falls for Tsubasa instantly, and without any real basis for it at all. She's a kind person, she gets along with everyone, and she's a ridiculously hard worker, but they've left a lot of her to be a mystery so far. Considering she becomes a competitor for Fuyuki and Akino when it comes to Tsubasa, I have come to a decision based on the things that we know right now. Reina Natsukawa is not adorable. Any and all appeals can go directly into the comments section below. With our case studies completed, my official statement on the matter reads as such. Hokkaido gals can be, but are not always, super adorable. The title is not always true. Also, Tsubasa's a wimp. Thanks for watching.